Jimmy Newts and his band.
Yay!
We'd like to take this opportunity to thank three of our newest members, the Book Nook from Port Jervis. Let's hear it for the Book Nook. Harold Decker, also of Port Jervis, and Zytone Construction of Montague, New Jersey. Thank you for becoming sponsors. I'm sitting here with Don Mush, who has a reputation in the area. I won't say what kind, but he has a reputation in the area. This man is responsible for giving a lot of kids an opportunity to not only learn about music, but to enjoy it, have fun with it, music and theater. Tell us something about the Star Choir.
Well, it's a group of children from kindergarten through third grade. And we sing about once a month in our church. And they're all very lively. They all love to jump around, dance, so we stage and choreograph lots of things. And I must share one thing. One of the little girls came up to me before we came down here tonight and put her arms around me and said, "Thank you, Don, for making me a star." And I said, "Honey, we've only begun to make you a star. When we get the theater down there, you're going to grow up in that theater, and who knows, you may be the best rising star they've got there."
That's right. And you've had quite a few rising stars come out of Presby Players.
Yeah, we have a number of people who are in it professionally now, and one of our young men, Carl Hoffman, just signed a contract to be in 42nd Street, touring Europe, spending 6 awful months in Vienna and 3 worse in Paris.
Terrible.
Isn't that a sad life?
Yeah. Would that we
but
all
he
had
started
such
in
lives.
Presby Players.
That's
yeah.
great.
Yeah.
Tell me about your latest project. You're doing Prometheus Bound, not a simple work.
No, it's not a simple work, but it's a work, I think, that really has something to say to the world today, particularly because of what's been happening over in Eastern Europe. The whole idea of freedom and the idea of being bound. The Prometheus is tied to a rock forever because Zeus is angry at him. And Zeus, being the chief god, can do whatever he wants to, which is very much like the communist powers before. And the play is about how he got there and some other people who are drifting around under the terrible curses that Zeus has done. There's a woman who's turning into a cow. After Zeus had his way with her, his wife got upset, so they started turning her into a cow, and she wanders for years, and Prometheus tells her how she's going to end up. But it's kind of fun to do a play that is very talky, because you have to, for contemporary audiences, make it more visual, make it more exciting. And so we've had a marvelous set designed by Barbara Corral, an 8-foot rock and about 35 feet long with crevices out of which people crawl and so forth. And it all has to be destroyed at the end. The Greek writers were very kind to producers because the set has to be destroyed at the end, but it has to be ready for the next night. So we have a run Thursday through Sunday, so I told them Sunday they can really destroy it.
Destroy it for real. That's great. Let's talk for a moment about the Pike Street Arts Center. Now, you've staged over the past, I don't know how many years, is it 25? 30 years.
Yeah.
30 years that you've been staging things at the Presbyterian Church. What will the Pike Street Arts Center mean as far as your work goes in community theater?
Oh my, it's suddenly a new outlet, a new arm, because everything that we have done at Presby, it doesn't matter whether it's a commercial success or not, it's part of our ongoing church program. But we would love to have a place where we could do plays, whether it's Presby or me directing another group, that does not limit the audience, because some people don't want to go to a church or to a synagogue because they're not connected. And having a theater, and particularly one that is intimate, and I've seen the sketches for it, and the theater is really exciting. Also, it's an opportunity for local talent to develop and grow. And I've been in this area now for 30 years, and I've been overwhelmed with the number of talented people here of all kinds, absolutely all kinds, singers, dancers, actors. And people have blossomed, and it's nice to think that a theater is a place where some new people, like my little friend who's going to become a star, will have a chance to blossom.
Sure. Well,
and one thing, one of the reasons that I said to Dorothy that it'd be fun to have the Star Choir here is that we hope in the future that we will be able to set up either a town or area children's choir and then do some programs in the theater. We think it would be a sellout because every child will have at least one mother and father and 2 sisters and grandparents
that's
there.
right.
And it'll give them a chance.
And it's a great opportunity for them to see what goes on inside the theater.
Right.
Well, I think you're to be congratulated with the work that you've done for these 30 years.
Thank you.
And having seen a number of your shows, I want to wish you the best of luck with Prometheus. Make a plug for yourself. What are the dates?
The 22nd through the 25th. That's tomorrow night is our opening night, and Sunday is our last one. And it's dinner and drama, and $10. And I think there are a few seats left, so if anybody wants to call, it's 856-8819 for reservations.
856-8819.
Right.
Now, Don Marsh will probably be happy to walk over to the phones and answer some of your calls if you'd like to call in and have him sit there for a while. Don, good to see you again.
Nice to see
Best
you,
of
Ron.
luck.
Thank you.
Well, the number to call to join the Pike Street Arts Center and become a member is 858-6700. So let's get those phones ringing back there and see what will happen. So does anybody want to tell me what's happening next?
Yeah, coming to me.
Dorothy.
Good. Are we ready? Thank you. Thank you for calling. Keep calling. I want to explain something. My name is Dorothy Berkowitz, for those of you who have just tuned in, President of the Board of Directors of the Pike Street Arts Center. And we are here in the municipal building in Port Jervis conducting this telethon live, inviting you to call in and participate. Come down and give your pledge in person, on camera if you like. I want to direct your attention to our logo here. And you may say, what is this? Just say yes. We've been very involved in arts and education and working with kids in the arts, performing arts and fine arts. And this is a logo that our wonderful friend and board member and supporter, Carly Workstill, came up with at Artworks Reproductions. In that it's wonderful to tell kids to just say no to drugs, but sometimes you have to give them something to say yes to. And the arts are something very positive that you can say yes to. Creative expression, discovery, exploration. That's what the arts are about. That's what the art gallery is about. That's what the Arts Center is about. That's what the theater will be about. Discovery, expression, entertainment, live from Pike Street for the tri-state region. We invite you to call and become a member and be a part of this. I have someone who came down now live to Vincent Monselsi from Vida Beauty Salon, Boutique in Milford. Step right in here, Vincent.
Hi, Dorothy. How are you?
Hi, welcome.
I'm happy to be here.
Thank you.
I'm happy to be a part of the Pike Street Arts Center, and I would like to say that we moved to a new location, which is in the Upper Mill, and we offer all kinds of beauty services, and now we're doing a little something different. We're doing lots of buzz cuts, so maybe some of the younger people would like to come down and pay us a visit.
Yes.
And I would also like to say that for the next 3 callers who donate $50 or more, they'll have a free haircut at the salon.
I'm going to call and donate myself. He's wonderful. He's a fabulous, fabulous hairdresser. And I went into your shop, the new shop. It's beautiful down there. It's just a gorgeous location. Very uptown. It's very nice, and they'll treat you well. They treated me well when I was there.
Sure we will.
Oh, that's wonderful. Now, the next 3 callers that donate $50 or more will get a free haircut from Vincent, Mr. Vincent himself. Yes. Let me tell you, it's worth it. Even if you're already a member, call again and pledge again another $50. You'll be glad you did. And thank you. This is wonderful. A new member. Welcome. Welcome aboard. Thank you. From Vida. Vida. Vida as in life.
Right.
Vida. Excuse me. Vincent Monselsi from Vida in the Upper Mill in Milford. Thank you. Come on down like Vincent and make your pledge in person. we'd like to see you. It's the municipal building in Port Jervis, directly across, diagonally across from the post office. That's correct. Thanks a lot. Now, I'd like to ask two very special gentlemen to come up here. Paul Lester and Glenn. Here, Williams, yes. Paul and Glenn have been right next door conducting live on WDLC and WTSX the news and keeping popping in and letting us pop in and say what's happening here. Welcome.
Well, we're delighted to be a part of this, believe me, and it's a very worthy cause. We're thrilled to have you in this area, and it's just amazing every time we go down Pike Street to see what's happening to the Arts Center. And we, of course, hope that this is a overwhelmingly successful evening for you.
Thank you, thank you.
Oh, he said it all.
You are openings at the gallery, almost all of them.
Almost all of them.
Next time you come, the gallery, those of you who pass by may see that we haven't had an exhibit for a couple of weeks. The gallery's been closed for renovations, thanks to Neversink Lumber and their generosity for giving us materials to renovate the gallery space. Next time you come, it'll be much larger, with a vaulted ceiling in one section, and it really is going to show off the artwork very well.
Who's your next exhibit?
The next exhibit is part of our dance festival. Thank you for the cue. Photography. You sure do that well. Photography by Ann Morris of Dancers in Rehearsal, and also some selected paintings by Emma Amos, a painter in New York. Dancers, paintings of dancers. Dancing has influenced her work. So it's a tie into our big dance festival, and it should be kind of exciting.
Just one
Thank
thing.
you. Thank you. Oh, we're going to change mics. Good. Do we have to repeat everything we said? Does that mean that it wasn't heard? They won't tell me. They will not tell me if that's true. You will be sitting at home saying, what? What did she say? What's going on? And they won't tell me until I see the tape tomorrow or the next day, and I'm going to say.
Okay, I've got a little offer I'll throw into the pot tonight. I've got an unwrapped compact disc recording of Symphony Fantastique by Berlioz. It's by Roger Norrington and the London Classical Players. The next $60 donation gets it. So.
Wow. I'm tempted to call in again. Thank you. Did you get that? The next $60 donation gets the compact disc. This is wonderful, wonderful. Thank you. Anything else that? Are you heading back to the station now? Are you going to stick around?
We've got our work to do. We've got news to cover. Never dull. Nothing ever stops around here.
It's true. Thank you. Thank you, Glenn.
Thank you,
Paul.
And good luck.
Thanks. Good. Did I see, speaking of WDLC and WTSX, I saw Mr. WDLC and Mr. TSX himself right here. Bob Ween, could I get you to come over and say hi, please? Great. Bob has
Never known to be totally bashful.
never known to be
Never.
bashful at all.
Never at all.
No,
That's true.
absolutely.
This
no.
is fun in this business.
Oh, listen, well, you're too young to remember, but I'm getting the
what?
live television. I'm getting the feeling that this is what live television was like back when they did Playhouse 90 and
I
all of that
remember
stuff.
I remember that.
And
I'm
I'm-
not too young. I remember it well.
Oh,
Very well. I'm an aficionado of live radio, live TV. It gets more interesting that way.
it's certainly unpredictable
Certainly, and a lot more fun.
and a lot more
I
fun.
believe in live remotes, just as what we did here
Yeah,
earlier today.
that's
The
good.
more we can do, the happier we are.
Yeah, it gets
Getting
you
out there.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. That's what the theater's going to be about. Is live live from Pike Street, and you can help make it happen if you
By
call in.
calling right
Yes, definitely call in and be a member. I have to thank you and WDLC and TSX for tying in and spreading the news. Many people out there, I'm always amazed to find out, don't even know that we exist. Don't even know that that little theater building down on Pike Street is being reclaimed. And Bob is helping to get that word out by spreading it over the
Pleasure.
airways.
I remember doing, when you talk about live things there, as a youngster who had just come to Port Jervis in my early teens, they used to hold all kinds of live shows there. In fact, I'm trying to remember very vaguely. I mean, that's going back a long time to a Halloween-type production there. Place is filled with screaming kids. I don't know what was more scary, the fact that all the kids were there, what they were doing on stage, trying to frighten everybody. But that was the type of thing the hosts used to do back in the old days. A lot of fun.
Yeah. At one time, there were 4 theaters in Port Jervis, I understand.
4. That would be
Well, counting
one
the
on
Opera House.
Fowler.
Right, one on
On
Fowler.
Fowler Street.
And this one, and the Strand, which
And
is
the
now a
Strand.
parking lot. And the Opera House, which was next
That was
door,
before
or
my time.
yes, that was before your
That was
time.
my time,
Okay.
yes.
Well, we'll ask Jim Newts about that. Maybe he remembers.
Good. While you're doing again, that I hope that people will be calling in. It is very important what they do right now, and they
Absolutely.
see the number on the screen right across.
Right,
Our
right
chest.
across, yes, and
Right,
please
yes,
call
please
it.
call right now.
858-6700. Call and pledge. Remember, there are challenges out there. The CD disc for the next $60 and a free haircut for $50 or above. The next pledges. So call in. What are you waiting for?
Well, the other thing that we can do, if they'd like, for the next $100 pledge, okay, what we will do is we will take. Now, we hold on Disc Jockey Day each year. We invite some of our sponsors and everybody to come in. But for your next $100 pledge, we will reserve a half hour on Disc Jockey Day for a disc jockey.
Disc jockey for a day for only $100? That could launch a whole new career. People, I'm tempted to call in again. Why don't I? I might.
And you get to pick your own music. We'll have one of our announcers work with you, and you get to make the presentation. We find it's a lot of fun. A lot of our sponsors love doing it. The listeners love it. And your next person that calls in and wants it.
Oh, this is
And
exciting.
it's coming up within the next couple of months.
This is exciting. Okay, we are going to cut to a film clip. Thank you, Bob.
Thank you. My pleasure.
Disc jockey for a day for the next $100 pledge. Next half hour. Uh-oh, you better. Oh, for half. Well, yeah, but it'll make your day. We're going to cut to. I'm not sure what's up. Woo, this is a treat. All right. Speaking of children in the arts and ed, we are very fortunate right here in Port Jervis to have a wonderful, wonderful, talented couple working at the high school, Mike and Elvira Pacer, who they have done such fabulous productions, musical productions and plays with those kids. I got to sneak into the rehearsal of Wizard of Oz and tape a little bit of it and share it with you. And then I got to talk with Bob Burnett, who is a professional dancer who used to be in the Company of Cats and who stages all of the musical productions there. He staged that fabulous West Side Story that was done with Port Jervis High School and Delaware Valley High School last year. And we talk a little bit about that. So we're going to take you inside to see the Munchkins in rehearsal for Wizard of Oz and a talk with Bob Burnett. While you're watching, please call and become a member. Join the growing ranks of people who say that it is time to have a cultural facility in this region. I won't say this city, because this is not just Port Jervis. This community stretches across the river to Matamoros, to Montague, to Milford, and beyond. That's the cohesiveness of this community. And it is time for us to stand up and express ourselves and to supply an arts facility, a cultural facility for our own enjoyment, but also for our children. We need your help to be there, to keep the lights on, to keep the shows going, to keep the programs coming in, dance programs and concerts. We need your help. Become a member. It's really easy. $25, $50, $60 gets a CD, $75, $100, $250, whatever you can afford. Those of you on a fixed income, and there are a few of you out there listening right now, we invite you to take advantage of a special offer with a reduced $10 membership. Identify yourselves and ask for that if you like. We want you to call. We want you to be members. We don't want to leave anyone out. We want to include all of you. So let's go now and take a look at the Munchkins rehearsing Wizard of Oz, and we'll be right back. Meanwhile, please call. It's awfully quiet here right now.
We're sure that when you come out, it's like, what is this? Oh, I don't know what this is. Oh, okay. It's very, very, what is that? Not like a monkey, not like this. Okay, make sure you walk normal.
And she's gonna have a dog. You've never seen a dog.
Tippy toes. Okay.
Yes, okay.
Gorilla dog.
You two have such a great rapport, the two of you. I watched you
Yeah.
yesterday in rehearsal, and it was great because you'd give an instruction, and she would immediately pick up on like what the kids needed to hear to expand that and relate that to something
Yeah.
and fulfill your desire. And it was just this very neat, unspoken, like a really good doubles tennis, you know. You knew right when to be in there.
Yeah, that's taken since the first show we did was Gypsy. We've kind of like treaded through the waters together. Believe me, if you'd seen us the first show in Gypsy, you'd be saying, I don't know how the two of you are ever going to work together.
Really?
The first year, I mean, traveling up, I would come in on the weekends. I was doing Cats in New York, and I'd come in on the weekends, like Saturday or Sunday. Saturday night, work all day Sunday with the kids, work all day Monday, go back, do a show Monday night, do the show the whole week, repeat up until showtime. So I really didn't know what was going on during the week. I had no idea. So I'd come up and I'd do my Sunday thing, and then I'd go back, and the night of the show, I came up, and it was crazy, but I would see things that I didn't think were right, so I ran backstage during intermission, and I was like, but they should be doing this, but they should be doing this. And Albert was like, get him out of here. You know?
What have you done with Alvera? And Mike. Mike's in on it too.
Michael
he comes
too,
in with,
yeah.
with the orchestra.
Yeah. I met them, I did a benefit for community theater for the Heart Association or something, Damn Yankees, that's where Alvera and I met. So if you count that show, Damn Yankees, Chips, Charity, West Side, that's 5, 6. I guess this is our 6th show together, but in collaboration it's 5. I mean, actually working together on producing and directing and choreographing and musical directing with Michael. It's been 5 shows, 5 musicals.
Right.
So far.
I have to compliment you. I saw West Side Story, and the week before, I had just seen Jerome Robbins' Broadway with the Suite of Dances from West Side Story, done by the master himself, Mr.
Oh, yeah.
Robbins. And then I saw West Side Story at Delaware Valley High School Auditorium with PJ and Delaware Valley kids. And you got to the dances, and I went, wow, they're doing the original choreography, at least close.
Yeah.
I mean, it was based on the original choreography. And the kids were doing it. And I don't know if they knew that they had that link with that tradition, with that wonderful piece of theater. And they were doing it great. They were doing it actually the way that you would think it would be done because they were just kids
Yeah.
dancing. They weren't
Yeah.
dancers
Exactly,
dancing.
exactly.
And it was great. I loved it. And the kids loved it, I know too. How was that experience working with 2 school districts that are right across the river, but had almost nothing to do with one another until this big project?
You should, the history behind the show and the 2 schools being rival schools and the whole thing is just beyond belief. And apparently there was some kind of tragedy where some kid from one school had gotten knifed from another kid from Port Jervis at one time. I don't know the full story. Alvera knows the full story, but apparently it was very timely to do this show at this time. And it happened underneath a bridge someplace here. Big thing. She knows the whole story. So it was quite amazing. I mean, we got into rehearsals, the first rehearsals, and it was like Davie sat on one side and Port Jervis sat on the other side. But at the end of the rehearsal, they were first naming each other, and they came together, and it was a truly rewarding, wonderful experience. I mean, those kids still, they see each other to this day. I mean, they were telling me about Mark Johnson and Jen Fitzpatrick and these people there. They want to know how Robert is, you know, what's he doing. And, oh yeah, we were over there the other day. We were talking with them. They want to come by. They want to see you. You know, when are you going to be up here again? So it was really a wonderful experience. I had a lot of hesitation going into it because it is, needless to say, a very hard show to do because it involves so many guys as well as girls, and the guys carry the bulk of the show, and it's hard to find guys who are willing to put themselves on stage and go through that and dance, and it's very rigorous, and I don't think that they understand until they actually get into the rehearsals and get into the show how hard it is. You know, they get in there and they sweat. I mean, it's like a sport. You get in there and you sweat. I mean, like Matt that just left, he was hurting after rehearsal. Not a bad hurt, but a hurt from working hard.
Exactly. Yeah. That's one of the things. I was here yesterday watching your rehearsal of the Little Munchkins for The Wizard of Oz, and I was awed by the fact that these kids not only were having a really good time, but were learning so many things and working so hard.
Yeah.
Like professionals. They really gave their whole attention and worked hard. And I talked with Elvira about it, that they learned things that we wish, the very things we want to teach kids can be learned in the arts.
Oh, yeah.
Accepting responsibility,
Discipline.
cooperation,
Yeah.
The value of work, the value of working hard and getting a good product out of it because you've really put your whole heart into it.
Yeah.
And I mean, aside from all the other things about improving their reading skills and math and counting and no, wait here, sing here, move there, stop there.
Yeah.
And they were great. How are rehearsals going for that?
Well, surprisingly, the first rehearsal you saw was the first time I had seen the little kids. I mean, I had never seen them before. So their response to me as an individual the first time was